Hello folks, this is Dickel Lockett. Tonight I have a special report from Conway, Arkansas, home to John from Arkansas. It's no secret in John's hometown that he is restoring a 1966 Ford Thunderbird. He has been working on this classic automobile for over a year. With part 76 already in the can, people are complaining on the slow pace this series has taken. They want to see this car finished. John keeps telling his loyal subscribers that there is no rush. It will be finished when it is finished.
There's no rush.
John would have you believe that he isn't the least bit excited, that he can wait forever. But that all turns out to be an act. DNN has exclusive footage taken with a hidden camera one recent rainy day in John from Arkansas's garage. Roll the tape.
All right, I'm ready for this baby. Listen to them pipes roar. Here we go. Hey baby, how you doing? Oh, the day will come.
So now you know the rest of the story. This is Dickel Lockett reporting from Conway, Arkansas for the Dickel News Network. Good night, everybody.
You asked for it.
Welcome to part 2 of this forgotten radio series.
Hi, Buzz.
Now, you remember last week I asked you to vote on whether you wanted the Sentinel, which is this one, or the Airline.
Yeah, that's the one.
Which one you wanted to see restored. Because I was just planning on restoring one, and today is Monday, and I've got a tally here. Let me show you the vote here. This is the Airline, Sentinel, and both. Now, as of this morning, you wanted 38 wanted the Airline restored.
Yeah.
38 wanted the Sentinel restored.
Yeah.
I'm amazed by that. And 15 wanted both of them restored. Now, I think I'm being pranked here by these Sentinel people.
Maybe you're right.
I mean, take a look at it. It's no beauty, is it?
I beg your pardon?
But maybe there are some people out there who like the way it looks. According to this, I can't ignore you guys. So I'm going to restore it.
Wow!
So even though it's a tie, I'm going to restore it. And I'm going to restore this one today.
Wow!
That should make some guys happy. So let's get to it.
Ladies and gentlemen, now the moment you've all been waiting for.
Oh, how very thrilling.
As you remember, there's no tubes in it. But let's take it apart.
There's no point in waiting any longer.
Here it comes!
Now the tube shield. We'll take a look at the cabinet later. Let's get a gander on what's underneath this chassis here.
This really is exciting for me.
And a 1 and a 2. Oh, look at that. Speaker is almost virgin, man. Better not get my fingers anywhere near that.
Good idea.
There's hardly anything in there. Talk about a bare bones radio there. Looks like we got a replacement there. Maybe. I guess it could be original. Got one of those couplets.
Couplet.
Man, this is a cheap radio.
Well, I never!
The whole back was missing on this radio, including the loop antenna on it. All that's left is these 2 wires here. Let me see if I can scrounge up some tubes in my stash. Hopefully I've got tubes here so we can plug it in. I'm sure you guys want to see it working. right? Okay, I got a schematic for this. This takes 6 tubes, a 35C5, 35W4, 12BA6, another 12BA6, 12BE6, and a 12AV6. Well, I managed to scrounge up some tubes. I got them all, except one problem here. This takes a output tube of 35C5, and all I have is a 50C5, but I'm going to use that anyway. It should work. So, we got the tubes here. Let's stick them in the radio. Looks like somebody labeled these sockets here, so let's put the tubes in. Okay, let's start this video out with some excitement here. Let's plug it in, see what happens. Remember, you asked for it. Okay, you ready?
Yes, sir.
I am. So let's flip this on, flip the variac on. Okay, everything's hot, so let's just turn it on. We'll just go up to 30 volts at first. And make sure that's on, that's on. We're not really drawing anything, so let's bring it up to 60. See if the B plus will start to go up or not. Right here. Looks like it's moving. Let's go up to 90. I can hear something. Since we don't have a loop antenna, I just got a external antenna hooked up to it. Absolutely nothing.
Rats.
Let me see if I can dig up a loop antenna and we'll put it on there. The only thing I could dig up was this one I got from Old 64 Goat.
Hi, Buzz.
Let's hook it up, see what happens.
The guy is goofy.
It's finals. And they're in the midst of a 20 season. To Nerf's point this year.
Well, look at that.
This season as if it's a wrap. Because we don't know. And if the Blazers get healthy and
I guess this is the tone control.
8 feet, and if they're healthier around playoff time. Not understand about the NFL. Here associates with us is, I don't know, I mean, is really, this is charitable God's work, but,
our system so that we could make less mistakes. Eat a good amount of edibles. Sure. Statement. And I until then.
Thanks for being back with us. People in New York. And thanks for what you did in Nashville. Thanks for what you set up a hospital in Italy as well.
Well, Sean, we're living in very difficult days, and the world has changed so much just in the last
Well, everybody should be happy out there. It works. I've had this on a while and I'm starting to get this crackling on here. Listen to this. Sort of reminiscent of like silver mica disease, maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's one of the tubes. What I think I'll do is I'll change the caps underneath, and then we'll take it from there. Maybe it'll go away. I'm just looking at the underside here. I need to replace a cap here. That's a bumblebee cap. I think that's a .01. This plastic one is a mica mold cap. I'm going to replace that one, and there's one over here. Of course, the electrolytic is going to be replaced. Here's a wax cap that says Chicago on it. I'm going to replace that. And here's a second Black Beauty, another 01 I'm going to replace. Okay, I've got the caps changed. I've had the power on for a while. And I want to let you hear this, okay?
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Still get that scratching? I'm going to pull this IF can out and we'll take a look at it. I have cut the wires, so it's time to pull it out of there. Let's examine it closely. It's got a couple of tabs here. I'm going to have to drill this out here. Now it looks like it's burnt on the edges here. I'll try to get that out of there better. Well, I got it out of there. Unfortunately, the camera messed up, so I didn't catch it.
Oh, dummies.
But if you take a look at this, you see how this is burned? It's shorting out intermittently and causing that static. But if this one's like this, the other one's probably the same. Bummer. I didn't think this radio had that many hours on it, but you never know, right? Let me check this coil to make sure I still have continuity on here. See which pin it is. That's not that one. 17.1 ohms. 16.9. I'm going to re-glue this piece here, put it in there and strengthen it. Now, this had two tabs, one on each side. I cut one tab off on this side, and I cut a tab off here. So those things won't come into play once I install a capacitor on there.
Blue!
I thought it would be less messy.
I have one of these IF coils that's scrap. The wires are cut, so we can actually measure the capacitance on these capacitors that are built in. So all of these are not exactly the same. They're made by the same company, but there's always a little bit of difference in them. But let's just check this and see what this one reads, okay?
Let's see here.
Now this is reading in picofarads. So that first side here is 117 picofarads. And if we check the other side, that's 106. So I usually put 100 to 110 picofarad caps externally on these. And that's what I'm going to do with the ones I just fixed. Okay, I've completed the repair on both of those IF cans. Here's the first one I did. And I installed a 110 cap here. This one is a 110 plus I put another 10 in here. So this is about 120. And here's the other one over here. I had to rearrange these electrolytic caps because they're in the way. So this one here was a little odd here. I had 110 picofarads hooked up to these, and when I was trying to adjust the IF, you know, you turn it and it was bottoming out. So I couldn't get the peak. So I ended up putting 200 picofarad here and 200 picofarad up here, and that seemed to work okay. I was able to adjust it by turning it, and I was able to peak it, and I had plenty of room either way. So if you do these, you just got to experiment a little bit, but eventually you'll get it right. Let's see if this radio works now. I have the radio plugged into the wall. I don't think it's necessary to use that variac anymore, so we'll just go ahead and turn it on.
Don't monkey with electricity unless you know what you're doing.
Okay, here's the test.
Different thing and shutting stuff down for a period of time will actually allow us to get back to. Okay, I don't even know where the road valley is. I wanted to find out how the banking system, and you worked in there for a while, was going to stand up again.
Well, that static is gone. The loop antenna I have here it's working, but you know, these things are specifically tuned for the radios that are manufactured with. So who knows what radio this came from, but I was thinking this works reasonably well. See if I can make my own. Now I counted the turns here. It's got 25 turns around this oval here. So I think I'll experiment, see if I can come up with my own loop antenna. This one's falling apart. The insulation is flaking off. What we got to lose? Nothing. I really haven't come up with a plan here. I'm just doing this off the cuff.
Oh, brother. Oh, brother.
Oh, brother.
Alright. Let's see if I can actually test this here.
Say, what is this?
See if I can burn the insulation off.
Only you are skilled in that style.
Let's see if we can measure this here. 1.9 ohms. Okay, I got the radio warmed up. Just turn it up there, in case this works.
Will you take a look at that? Pretty pathetic, huh?
Nothing, right? All you do is try to get back in the game, and oftentimes
That's not bad. I mean, it's a cheap antenna for a cheap radio. What are you gonna do? Okay, it's time to get serious here. Instead of that preposterous method I was trying to do before, I decided to do something like this. Now I've got this from a working radio, so I'm not going to use this, but I'm going to do something like this. And I made a piece of cardboard, like this. If I can just wrap the wire around there, you know, that might work. I got the idea of using cardboard from Ron C.
Well, hello.
Thanks, Ron, for the idea. You know, cardboard comes in handy. So let's see if I can put this mess onto here.
I've got myself a sweetheart. I'm gonna make believe someone's in love with me. I'll just dream I've got a date, and we're gonna meet at 8. While I'm getting dressed and ready, I'll pretend we're going steady. I'm gonna make believe he's walking right beside me. We'll be holding hands the way all lovers do. I'm gonna make believe I've got myself a sweetheart, and I'll make believe my sweetheart is you. Walking right beside me. We'll be holding hands the way all lovers do. I'm gonna make believe I've got myself a sweetheart, and I'll make believe my sweetheart is you.
Now this beats this idea by a whole lot. That was fun. I think mine looks prettier. I wonder if it works. Let's test it.
Just deployed Patriot missiles to Iraq and pointed them at Iran. Has gone out of his way to threaten Iran, saying that they will pay a very heavy price.
Well, it works. Good enough. It's not like this radio is going to be played all the time. Well, it's time to make a back for this radio so I can attach my new loop antenna. And I grabbed this photo off the internet. That's what the original back would look like. It just has a dip right here and on the bottom, so that should be pretty easy to duplicate. I'm going to use this, they call it hardboard. It's nothing but cardboard. You hear that, Ron C?
Yes.
Cardboard. Years ago, I was going to use this for back for a fader radio. You can see I traced it, and I never used it. So I'm going to use it now. I'm going to trace the outline of this.
You know, a fella could get an education just listening to this guy.
Once I got it cut out, I'll make it a dip over here on both sides. But I'm going to do that off camera. But I'll show you the finished product. Well, there it is.
Not bad.
It's gonna go like this. That looks pretty good, huh? And just to drive all you purists crazy, I'm gonna paint the back red.
It's a good idea.
Colonial red. Well, there's the grill cloth looking all faded and stained.
Yeah.
So that's got to go. I found a piece here. It'll barely fit on there. But I think that'll look good. So let me get that on there. I got to clean up these knobs, and if you take a look at them, you notice this white haze here?
Yep.
This is the same type of plastic they used on that Emerson, you know, the battery portable I did a few months ago. Well, this stinks, just like that plastic. Ooh, I can smell it from here. So I'm going to wash these up, maybe polish these up, maybe touch this up, and we'll have some nice looking knobs there. I tried to get these gold inserts off the knobs, and I heated it up, and I still can't get it out of there. I don't want to pry the edge there because it's going to wreck the plastic here. So what I think I'll do is I'll drill a hole on the other side right up to the metal, and then take something like this and then put some pressure and try to poke it out of there. Let's see if I can do that.
Be careful.
Gotta make sure I don't go too far.
Hey, be careful! Be careful!
Don't mess up, brothers. I can see metal in there. Let me back the camera out and we'll try to get that out. Alright, let's try it. I want to get one crack at this. If I reckon I'm in deep shit, I'll stick that in the hole here.
Oh.
Up!
Oh!
I didn't wreck it. Now I can paint that 18 karat gold. Amazing. Buzz, you outdid yourself. Well, the last thing to do is clean up this cabinet here. It's not too dirty, but still needs cleaning.
Clean it.
I may touch up these numbers here with some gold paint. But the cabinet's in good condition. There's no cracks at all on it.
I was hoping you'd give me a bath. I'm very, very dirty.
I touched up a little bit of the numbers so it looks a little bit better. I use this Sharpie oil-based paint, metallic gold.
Oh, really?
So I think that looks pretty good.
Well done.
Now that we got that done, I've got to put a dial pointer on here. And whoever designed this, he's probably long dead, but they ought to dig him up and hang him. Because he designed this pointer where it sticks in here, and in order to remove the chassis, the instructions say you got to pull this out, which you do, because if you don't pull it out, you're either going to break the pointer or wreck the radio. It's very strange. So I've been thinking about what I'm going to do about the pointer, and I didn't want to get anything complicated, so I thought, think simple, Buzz, think simple. And I just thought, well, I have some of these bamboo knitting needles, and just use one of these and just stick it in the hole here. There's a hole here for the thing. So just stick it in there.
Oh!
And you got a dial pointer. So I'm going to measure this, and then I'm going to paint it gold. Then it'll be time for the reveal. Don't go away. You'll love it. Okay, the time is here. You guys asked for it, so you're gonna get it. I give you the 1953 Sentinel.
Country Spaniels!
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. I hate to leave you, but I really must say, oh, good night, sweetheart. Good night. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. I hate to leave you. I really must say, oh, good night, sweetheart. Good night. Well, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Baby, I just can't get right. Well, I hate to leave you, babe. Don't mean maybe, because I love you so. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. I hate to leave you. I really must say, oh, good night, sweetheart. Good night. Oh, mother, oh, and your father. Like it if I stay here too long. One kiss and stop, and I'll be going. You know I hate to go. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. I hate to leave you. I really must say, oh, good night, sweetheart. Good night.
Well, I must admit, you guys were right. This radio looks outstanding. I must have been out of my mind not to want to restore this. So this is Buzz. Good night.